Hello everyone, in this video we will be seeing some basic commands of PowerShell, that how to check version of PowerShell, how can we check that. So what is the need to check the version of PowerShell? So if you are working in a PowerShell and there are some commands which are applicable, which can be executed on a particular version of PowerShell, and if you want to execute that command, so you must check that in which version you are currently or in which current version you are currently using. So first of all, let's write this first command to check the version. Let me zoom it for you. Okay. So it's $ps version table. This command will show the version. So it's 5.11 version basically. Edition is desktop edition I'm using. So this is how you can check the version of your PowerShell. Next is if you want to record whatever you are writing on Windows PowerShell. See, sometimes what happens that if someone is using on your behalf, or if you are also using your PowerShell, and if you write some commands, if you want to check, and sometimes what happens, you may forget what you had written earlier, what you had written before, what command you have used to do some particular task. So to remember that, we have an amazing tool to record whatever you have written on your PowerShell. So let's start with that. What you have to do, you have to write start transcript, and then you have to give space and then minus path. Then you have to provide a path in which you want to save this recorded file. So suppose I have this path, I have this path in my C drive, I have this del path, okay? I have this del path and I want to save my file in this del path, okay? Del folder in I want to save it in local drive C in del folder. Then I'll use minus path and then I'll give the path like C colon slash. I have that folder name as del and slash, and now I'll name my file whatever name I want to give. So if I want to give it file1.txt file, I want to save it as txt file and the name will be file1. See, if you will not give any path to this start transcript, it will be saved at a default place, and uh, at which place it will be saved, it will be showing you after entering this, like if and by entering this press key. So transcript has been started. Your output file is being saved into C drive, del folder, and as the file name file1.txt. So whatever command I'll write now, it will be saved in my that file1.txt. Suppose I have to write get command. And what is this command used for? So get command, by using get command, you can see all the commands available in your PowerShell. Okay. So here are the list of all the commands which I have to use in my PowerShell, which I can use in my PowerShell. Suppose all these are commands, there are some function, then there are commandlets, there are some aliases too. So I can use all these things. Like if I want to run a command from this only, suppose I have to write, let's take one command which is, let's take some get command, get do config. Okay, let's see what it can do. Get do config. So it is just configuring all the things. It is writing all the configuration of my file. So we can run all the commands from here. First was that. So now if I am supposed to stop my transcript file, whatever I am just recording, whatever the commands I'm writing, and I am recording all these things, and if I want to stop that transcript which I had started earlier by using start transcript command. So I want to stop that. So I'll write stop transcript. See, I'll write stop transcript, and by entering, I'll just stop this transcript and my output file will be saved. Let's check whether it is saved correctly or not. So yes, it is saved here by the file one name. Let's open it, and here you can see that, see, whatever I had written, see, it's basically start time is written here, machine configuration, all the things are there. And here is the first command that I used after starting that. After starting that, so transcript started, this was my output, and all the outputs will be shown here in this file only. Whatever I had written, whatever output I got, all the things will be saved here. So it's basically a recording feature which PowerShell provides you to remember what codes you have been using earlier, or if someone is using it on your behalf, so he or she may tell you that what codes she may had used for you. So if you want to do some particular execution and you want to see what commands you have used, so you can use this start transcript feature to save all the files. Okay. Uh, so that's all for today. Okay, that's all for today. Now, one more thing I want to tell you, and that is if you want to, suppose if you want to like download your PowerShell in XP, Windows XP. See, Windows XP is not in use these days. It's been stopped and it's been discontinued. But still, there are some researchers with who uses Windows XP to detect malware things, because Windows XP is much vulnerable to those malwares. So to detect, to run, to get into to work on those malwares, some researchers still use Windows XP. So if you want to download any of the PowerShell, like this Windows PowerShell on Windows XP, you can do it by using by installing Windows Management Framework, and also you will have to install .NET Framework if you are working on Windows XP. See, in Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 7, in past versions, uh, we get a by default PowerShell in our PC. But if you want to install it in XP, so you have to install it by installing Windows Management Framework and also .NET Framework. So that's all for today. I hope you like this video. I hope you uh, know how to record something, and I hope you have known that how can we check the version. And this get command too. Just don't forget, first of all, just see, don't forget whenever you are writing PS version table code, don't forget to use a dollar here. Okay. If you will write it without using any type of dollar, so it will show you like PS version table. So it will show me an error message. But if I write it using dollar, it will run correctly. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Let's meet in our next video.